It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Thursday, a day to dry out after all the rain yesterday. Looks like, as that last check, 0% chance of rain today. So I think we need that after all the rain, and we start with all that rain this morning.
Yeah, speaking of that, at this time yesterday morning, it was pretty devastating for parts of the Ozarks. For instance, Yellville, Arkansas. Law enforcement had to evacuate a nursing home, if you can imagine that. First responders say the water was up to the bottom of some of the patients' beds. That is how high it got. They had a foot of rainfall in a 24-hour period, wow. Which is terrible. And then farther south, between Marshall and Mountain View, Arkansas, they got about 20 inches of rain in a short period. So be careful today, still in low-lying areas. And we know some of the roads down there in Arkansas could be washed out because they certainly are in Branson. Branson, some of the roads still impassable. We know that during the morning commute, Roark Valley Road yesterday morning had to be closed at one point. It has since reopened, but Fall Creek Road, Lakeshore Drive, Silver Creek Road had some damage. So again, Ethan said we are going to dry out today, but crews have some mess to clean up, and in some cases, some roads that needs some pretty major repairs.
Yeah, I saw the road across Taneycomo from the landing, and part of it washed away. One of the lanes washed away down into the lake, and that's the road. That's a busy road because it goes over to Kanakuk, and I think we have some friends who have kids there this week, and I think Fridays and Saturdays are the days, the drop off and pickup days. So Those roads are highly traveled over the next few days. So those crews have a lot of work to do quick.
They do. They do.
The man who owns Plaza Towers in Springfield is on the wrong side of the law this morning. He's charged with multiple counts of domestic abuse. He is 49-year-old Marco Dennis. Investigators say there was an abusive incident involving him in his car, and passersby helped get the woman who was in danger to police headquarters. The victim was able to break free and run to a witness's car, and that witness was willing and able to help. The Plaza Towers he's been in the news because they have been undergoing that renovation. Was a lot more expensive than he had planned going into it. Looks nice on the outside, but
it does. It looks like they're getting a restaurant in there too.
Yeah. Restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks great. It's way behind schedule, or maybe not so much behind schedule, but it's over budget. I know that. And now he's in some personal trouble. So we'll see what happens. The Good Samaritan Boys Ranch, which helps youth who are aging out of the foster care system, has some big money coming to it for a new facility in Springfield. The state budget has $635,000 allotted for that project on East Norton Road. The boys get life skills and support as they move from foster care into manhood.
It's a rough time for a lot of them.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is a needed thing. The new building will also free up space for their girls program, which is very similar to the boys program. The Missouri Department of Conservation wants to hear from hunters. They're looking to manage the deer population, among other things. And they would love for you to read and then comment and give feedback on their plan on how to deal with all of the deer. You can find that online and read about it at mdc.mo.gov, and then look for the deer management plan where you can weigh in. You can do that through August 4th, so another couple of weeks.
I feel like there are plenty of hunters, so somebody has a good idea out there.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow night, here's some fun for your kindergarten through fifth grader. The Park Board, Springfield Greene County Park Board, is hosting an evening of sports in Nichols Park. It is from 6 to 8 Friday night. Bring your own glove. Otherwise, the Park Board will supply all the equipment and drinks, so you can learn how to play or even practice baseball, volleyball, soccer, and more. Kind of try it out maybe before you join a summer league. And it's all free. So why not? It's going to be a great time. You can register online, even though it's free. They just ask you to register so they can get a head count. You can either go to parkboard.org or just do it in person at the Killian Sports Complex, either one.
That's a great offering because it allows people to try before they buy.
Yes.
which is important.
I remember a segment one time called Try Before You Buy.
People still talk to Lisa and me about that segment. Well, I had fun doing that segment because we used to get all the cool gadgets that you see on TV and you think, man, I could use that. And we'd try them out. And it was just fun because Lisa sometimes wouldn't read the directions all the way and it wouldn't work the way that it's supposed to. We were able to get the kids involved and do some goofy stuff with them. So I missed that. Fun.
At one point, we had a closet full of random gadgets from Try Before You Buy. And then finally KY3 started not auctioning them off, I guess, like giving them away, right? Like gifting them
to employees.
Yeah. So that was fun.
My favorite though, one of my favorites, I have a few, is the turbo roaster. It's
the turkey. Yes. It's a little pot. It's like a mason jar that you put water in.
Yep.
And it has this metal hose that goes from the mason jar full of water into the cavity of the bird. And it roasts the turkey from the inside out. It was fantastic.
Well, it roasted on the outside too. You can cook a turkey in half the time. And you crank the heat up high. It really crisps up nicely the outside, and the steam quickly cooks the inside. And
you know what? This is not even a paid advertisement. Ethan gets very excited about gadgets that he enjoys.
Gadgets that work. I'm a big fan of. And the turbo roaster, you can get them on Amazon.
Ethan got a DVR for the first time whenever DVRs came out, and you could record live television onto your television to watch at your leisure. I was like, you should be a salesman for DVRs. He's never worked in sales, but I'm certain that he could have sold it to anybody.
Yeah, I had a lot of good things to say about the DVR. I still do, because but one of the things that was important to a friend of mine and me was that we get TiVo out of the language. We didn't want TiVo. We didn't want to call it TiVoing things. And I believe we've successfully done that.
Yes. Nice job.
Nobody says TiVoing anything.
My favorite sales line, my dad used to say, you could sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in a white fur coat.
About you?
Yeah. Yeah, about me. I know. And I was not even a salesperson, but here we are selling ketchup popsicles.
Hey, tomorrow night also, you can enjoy a free movie in the park. That'll be cool. It'll be cooler weather too, which is nice. It's brought to you by our friends over at the Springfield Greene County Park Board. Barbie is the choice this week. It will play at Jordan Valley Park Friday night, starting at 8:45. Take your own lawn chairs out there, take your blankets, and enjoy a movie under the stars. Barbie was popular, really popular, a couple of years ago when it came out. So if you want to see it again, or you haven't seen it, you just want to enjoy an evening in the park and catch a flick, there's how and when you do it.
Okay, and here's another flick for Saturday. On Saturday at noon, you can head over to the Moxie, and they are showing The Wizard of Oz. This is part of their movie flick series, which is free, and it's monthly, and it's kind of neat. They are focusing on essential films that kids need to see before they turn 13. I like the idea of this.
And The Wizard of Oz, definitely.
Yeah, The Wizard of Oz is one. The Red Balloon, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Those are upcoming. But for now, yes, on Saturday, it is.
Those are over. They've already done those.
So these
we talked about.
I get you.
We talked about Pee-wee. Yeah.
Yeah. But all of these are like on their list of must-see films. So yes, this weekend on Saturday at noon is The Wizard of Oz.
I've been trying to do that. Well, I think I've been pretty successful in doing that with the kids, movies that I think they need to see. So E.T., Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously Star Wars, Back to the Future trilogy. Those are all great movies from my childhood in the 80s.
Do you remember the one that I added to the list?
Goonies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Goonies. I loved Goonies. I watched it with my friends all the time when I was young. I felt like I was on an adventure.
The language in those movies is shocking.
The language is terrible. I told my mom, I don't know how you let me watch that.
I know,
She's like,
me
I
too.
don't remember the language. And what's funny is I didn't either until I was watching it with my children.
Yeah, I didn't notice it as a kid, but I certainly notice it when I'm watching them now. And I usually ended up watching them at a friend's house.
So watch at your own risk, by the way. But it's just funny because the things that we didn't seem to notice then like sticks out like a sore thumb now. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what
that is.
I don't know if anybody's ever heard of VidAngel, VID Angel. It's a service that if you use it, it will censor certain
scenes,
certain parts of movies, and it will censor language. So you can bleep out the curse words, so your kids know that they said something, but they don't have to hear it. So we use that for some movies that it's available for, and it's helpful because it keeps you out of trouble as a parent.
Yeah, that's Ethan's deal. I'm not a movie watcher, honestly, but we do enjoy a good documentary, though. I'll tell you that much. Okay. And then finally, we will end with this. If you have a kid going back to school in August and they have to have a sports physical, this is a really cool thing. 417 Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. They are doing free physicals on Saturday. So it's this Saturday from 8 to noon. You can just show up. You can call them if you want to get more information. Otherwise, they say just walk in on Saturday, 3328 South National Avenue. Again, 3328 South National Avenue. Write it down, 3328 South National Avenue, 417 Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. That is a good deal.
Yeah, that's a gift for parents because, man, you don't have to make an appointment at the doctor and all that's involved with that, the money, the cost, the insurance, whatever you're going to have to do to use. Man, if you can do that and bang it out for free, excellent.
Yeah, that's really, really helpful and awesome of them to do that. So there you go. I think that's it. Anything else?
No, that'll do it. Enjoy your day,
everybody. It's exciting. Yeah.
Check out Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather if you want to check out the weather for today and maybe a look ahead to the weekend.
All right. Sounds good. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you like the nice cool temperatures and beautiful afternoon weather because that's what's on deck for us on this Thursday. We have fantastic weather ahead. Really, today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, a beautiful string of days. And we deserve it after all the flooding that happened yesterday morning in the Ozarks. There still could be some residual flooding in a few places. We had major issues with water rising across the Ozarks yesterday. A lot of that receding as of today as the soil continues to drain the moisture off, but the soil is saturated. No drought conditions across the Ozarks, and that's kind of unusual for the month of July. Yesterday with some of those big rains that developed in the morning and the overnight hours, well, we got a couple inches of rain. In fact, up to 6 inches reported in north central Arkansas, leading to the big time flooding that many of us dealt with yesterday early. I do expect that we'll see some residual flooding today, so look out for that if you're on your morning drive this morning. Other than that, dare I say you might want like a long sleeve shirt or something this morning. Temperatures are in the mid 60s. It's lovely out this morning, and I have sunshine in the forecast today. We're going to see really beautiful conditions take place across the Ozarks today. That's the headline of this forecast. Sunny skies, low 80s. We barely make it to the 80s today. It is going to be a fantastic afternoon in the Ozarks. Outdoor plans are a go today. And the other good news here is that we have a string of nice dry days across the Ozarks. That frontal boundary that brought us all the heavy rain and this cool down is now down well to the south and east. Today, it's down on the eastern seaboard, stretching all the way back through portions of Texas. That's where the rain and thunderstorms go today. We get some dry time. High pressure settling in for the Ozarks. It means that our temperatures are cooler. Also, relative humidity much, much lower as that sinking air moves into the region. Fantastic weekend weather is also on deck. I encourage you to make some outdoor plans. Friday, Saturday, it looks awesome in the Ozarks. Temperatures will be creeping upward just a little bit through Saturday, but mid 80s. It's going to be beautiful across the Ozarks, and we have sunshine in the forecast each afternoon. Also, some nice cool nights. So maybe cool enough for a cookout, eat dinner on the back deck, make some outdoor plans this weekend. It is just going to be a fantastic time in the Ozarks. By Sunday, we start to look at the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms to develop in the Ozarks again. And I'm looking at some of the long-range charts and thinking that we could have some active weather to start next work week too. So take advantage of this dry stretch that we have for you today. Got about 81 degrees for the high temperature in Springfield today. Nothing but sunshine to enjoy. Tonight, we could be in the 50s. It's going to feel awesome in the Ozarks on Friday morning. I expect another sunny day for us on Friday. Mostly sunny skies also on deck for us on Saturday, but the temperature is back up to about 85 by Saturday. And then we start to see the shower and thunderstorm chances. Looks like about a 40% chance for some activity in the rain department by Sunday. Still plenty of dry time, especially in the morning. So the weekend overall looks like it's going to be a nice one. Around the country, what's making headlines? It's excessive rainfall for our friends to the south that are now dealing with the front that we had yesterday. Portions of the mid-Atlantic, the southern Rockies, potentially looking at excessive rainfall today. And we had the big issues with flooding, especially for the Branson area yesterday. Well, there are still some flooding conditions in Illinois that are causing a major, major problem. However, it's not necessarily from excessive rainfall, rain playing a factor, but a dam failure happened near Nashville, Illinois yesterday, forcing evacuation and still causing problems up in portions of southern Illinois. So we are thinking of our friends in southern Illinois and also the St. Louis area that saw some flooding conditions as well. A cool and wet July is looking like what we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the month. Climate Prediction Center coming out with some long-range maps, and much of the country will be dealing with a cooler than average pattern, which is kind of rare for the month of July. Oftentimes this time of year, we're talking about that big heat dome that sets up, and it looks like we're going to see some below average temperatures for the next 2 weeks for the Ozarks, but also kind of for the southern half of the country, below average temperatures. This includes Texas and portions of Louisiana. Places that really had some of the extreme heat early on in the summer get a bit of relief and a small break heading our direction. All right, now it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question that I have for you today. The question that I left you with yesterday. Which famous performer was described as slightly bald and not able to act or sing, but could dance a little? The options were A, Fred Astaire, B, John Travolta, C, Matthew McConaughey, or D, Marlon Brando. That seems like an incredibly harsh comment for any one of these choices on the list, but the answer is A, Mr. Fred Astaire. Can you believe it? This was actually a comment from one of his first auditions. One of the directors, I guess, watched his tape, and the comment was, can't act, slightly bald, also dances. There are a couple of versions of this quote, but this stuck with Fred Astaire, and apparently he kept a note card of this review over his fireplace for the rest of his career. Of course, he made history, movie making history after that, and went on to be just a totally beloved actor. But can you believe that his first official feedback from Hollywood was, can't act, slightly bald, can dance a little? Thank goodness he didn't give up, kept trying, and of course achieved great success. Congrats if A, Fred Astaire was your guess. Here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. What type of weather kills the most people every year? Do you think it is A, tornadoes, B, floods, C, hurricanes, or D, extreme heat? And I will add here that this is on average. So not in a single year, but what type of weather kills the most people every year? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, Rescue Towing and Scooters Coffee. You can find up-to-the-minute weather info all day long. Also over at the website, just click on weather. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy these cooler temperatures, sunshine, and 81 degrees.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun, Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.